The last words of Prophet Muhammad to Muslims. The last words of Prophet Muhammad, best prayers be upon him, are in fact a speech he delivered in his first and last Hajj pilgrimage on the 9th of Zulhijjah, the 10th year after Hijrah, 632 CE, on the Mount Arafat in Mecca. It is also known as the Sermon of Farewell. It's during this Hajj that the following verse was revealed. Today I have perfected for you your religion and completed my blessing upon you and approved for you Islam as a religion. Before analyzing the impactful and the so emotional sermon that the Prophet left us with, let us see what he said. The sermon of the Prophet, peace be upon him, was long, and it contained much guidance and instructions on many issues. The Prophet, peace be upon him, gave this sermon in front of a large gathering of people during Hajj. It is a great sermon, and we should all pay attention to its messages and guidance. Following are the basic points mentioned in this sermon. O people, lend me an attentive ear, for I know not whether after this year I shall be among you again. Therefore, listen to what I'm saying to you very carefully, and take these words to those who could not be present here today. O people, just as you regard this month, this day, this city as sacred, so regard the life and property of every Muslim as a sacred trust. Return the goods entrusted to you to their rightful owners. Hurt no one, so that no one may hurt you. Remember that you will indeed meet your Lord, and that he will indeed reckon your deeds. Allah has forbidden you to take usury. Therefore, all interest obligations shall henceforth be waived. Your capital, however, is yours to keep. You will neither inflict nor suffer any iniquity. Beware of Satan for the safety of your religion. He has lost all hope that he will ever be able to lead you astray in big things, so beware of following him in small things. O people, it is true that you have certain rights in regard to your women, but they also have rights over you. Remember that you have taken them as your wives, only under Allah's trust and with His permission. If they abide by your right, then to them belongs the right to be fed and clothed in kindness. Do treat your women well and be kind to them, for they are your partners and committed helpers. And it is your right that they do not make friends with anyone of whom you do not approve, as well as never to be unchaste. O people, listen to me in earnest. Worship Allah, say your 5 daily prayers, fast during the month of Ramadan, and give your wealth in zakat. Perform Hajj if you can afford it. All mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor a non-Arab has any superiority over an Arab. Also, a white has no superiority over a black, nor a black has any superiority over a white, except by piety and good action. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslims constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves. Remember one day you will appear before Allah and answer for your deeds. So beware, do not stray from the path of righteousness after I'm gone. People, no prophet or apostle will come after me, and no new faith will be born. Reason well therefore, O people, and understand words which I convey to you. I leave behind me 2 things, the Qur'an and the Sunnah, and if you follow these you will never go astray. All those who listen to me shall pass my words to others, and those to others again, and may the last ones understand my words better than those who listen to me directly. Be my witness, O Allah, that I have conveyed your message to your people. And the sermon. So what are the messages that the speech wants to convey to Muslims as the last guidelines and teachings of the Prophet? We notice that the sermon spoke about major points that directly affect our life, like economy and family and society and spirituality. As far as economy is concerned, the Prophet warned us as how not to deal with business using usury. Interests are totally forbidden in the Islamic economic laws. Then he stressed in the fact that all Muslims are brothers. Our relation to each other should be based on trust and respect, creating hence a strong bond between us that would unite us for good. Women also were mentioned on the sermon and were described as being the wives and partners and helpers of men, while he reminded men that women have rights too, and that they should never overlook them, not to go back to pre-Islamic days that wronged women badly, and instead to be kind and good-hearted with them. The sermon additionally emphasized on the socio-economic justice through the door of zakat. There must be no economic inequality according to the Islamic standpoint, in which zakat is a duty to be performed by the rich in a wealth-sharing mechanism to achieve a more just distribution of wealth. Then the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us of who we really are, sons of Adam and Eve, and hence eliminating any chance of discrimination based on color or race. Who we are is what we do. It's our good deeds and pious hearts that differentiate us or rank us on a scale of what we do. As a result, racism, discrimination, bigotry, and social injustice should not exist. Have Muslims followed what the Prophet says? By the end of this historical and eternally valid speech, Prophet Muhammad, best praise be upon him, reminded us about the importance to stick to the Qur'an, which is the words of Allah, and Sunnah, which is sayings and deeds of the Prophet, that we should stay profoundly attached to these. Any innovation after he is gone is totally unacceptable and wrong. As he says, I'm leaving you upon a path of brightness, whose night is like its day. No one will deviate from it after I'm gone, but one who is doomed. Finally, I hope that this gives a little insight on the very emotional speech that left the companions in tears, for it felt the last. Indeed, Prophet Muhammad, best praise be upon him, passed away 3 months later after a brief illness and was buried in the mosque of Medina. بأبي وأمي أنت يا رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.